All right, let's get right into it. No time wasted.
Does
Oh, by the way, if you want coaching, stumble on the description box.
silence really make a woman miss you? Here's the truth, guys. You might see some of your buddies say, oh, I'll text her later. Oh, I'm just going to wait to text her. And they get really good results with women from time to time. And you might be wondering, like, what do I have to do? Do I have to play these games and be totally silent with a woman to make her miss me? And so you might be wondering if this is true or really how to do it. I'm going to explain to you exactly what this means and the positive and negative things about this, but also what to do the right way and the 2 ways to do this at the very end of this video of what you can move forward with so you can really get this woman intrigued and get her to somewhat think about you, quote unquote, miss you. If this is your first time visiting, I welcome you. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and life coach, and I help men with their attraction skills get the woman that they want.
How the fuck do you pronounce her name?
And life coach, and I help men with their attraction skills. I welcome you. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and life coach, and I help men with their attraction skills get the woman that they want and really master their lives overall. And so I welcome you to subscribe and comment below. Let's get into it right now. All right, so this whole thing about does silence make a woman miss you? So first of all, if you are dating a woman that is pretty, in tune with who she is and very mature and confident with what she wants in life, you being silent and playing this hot and cold, step in with one foot, step out of one foot all the time and making it so inauthentic and saying to yourself with the intention of you're coming behind, I have to do this one thing. I have to be silent sometimes so I can get her to like me. Keyword, get her to like me. No, this does not work. Of course, a woman like this is going to feel like she can't connect with you, but also too that you're just playing a game. And also it can kind of give off that like Playboy vibe if she's looking for something serious. Now, what I will say is a woman that is finding out a little bit about herself, maybe attracted to those bad boys because she's young, she's experimenting, she's having fun, might actually, yes, be attracted to this because of the fact that there's an imbalance. She doesn't really know what she wants. She likes to seek attention. And so it really comes down to the woman that you're trying to attract, to be completely honest. And some might actually get mad at me for being this honest, but it's the truth. It will work with some women, yes, but you have to understand what type of women that you're trying to attract. So being silent doesn't make every woman miss you, especially healthy women that are looking for something. Now, immature women, inexperienced women, possibly, or women with low confidence as well. But I'm not telling you this to misconstrue and manipulate this advice to do it because I don't want to help those type of men. I want to help a man like you that knows that he's coming from good intentions. And I hope that you understand this. And so now what I'm going to talk about now is the exact type of silence that you need in order to make a woman miss you and what this really means, where it comes from and everything. All right. So
again, so just to reinforce what the fuck she's talking about here, you are in the power section. Okay. When you are doing contact the right way. So for example, when you are, mission focused, for example, and you're actually busy. Okay. So if you're actually busy and you're focused on your mission and your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing, then what will happen is you're going to naturally be in the right spot. You're going to naturally be over here. You're going to naturally text properly. You're going to naturally do things correctly because you're like, okay, I'm focused on my mission and my purpose. But guys who are, not in that, not doing that, they're going to be very focused on, they're going to be trying to force something to happen. So, I'm going to not text her just so I can get her to text me first or miss me first. And I see women doing this a lot too, because women are starting to pick up on advice that other guys give guys. So what ends up happening is women are picking up on this and they're acting completely out of their essence, right? Feminine energy, bonding, connecting, all that. But women are starting to pick up on that, and they're not naturally wanting to say, hey, how are you? Let's what are you up to? So that guy can set a date properly. So there's just a lot of issues going on right now with the dating world and advice for men with dating. And honestly, it comes back to this chart right here. So people that are both happy, right? Let's say a man is here. A man that's here is going to be attracting women that are here. And women that are here don't want to play fucking games. And men that are here do not want to play fucking games. They want to be with somebody who's like, okay, I want you to to be a complement to my life, right? Now, on my red pill channel, I cover a lot of this shit over here, especially in the red or orange, right? So the reason I say red is because the other chart I have is red. But this is right here, this orange section here is where a lot of people are, and we're covering that just so guys are aware. This is not what you want to be dating. This is not what you want to be either. Okay? So that's where the change needs to be taken here. So guys, I think at the end of the day, right? She's saying it in one way, but you have to understand where are you coming from here? Are you trying to make them, are you trying to force something to happen in an inauthentic way? Or are you or are you just focused on you? Are you focused on what you should be doing? And by default, because you are here, you haven't been messaging much. There's a big difference in energy. Okay. Because what will happen is when she figures out, or he figures out that you're here, and look, courage and courage is a good thing. So sort of pretend that's kind of there's another section here underneath pride. But when they figure out that you're here and you're playing games and you're acting silly, they're going to want to break up with you. They're not going to want to be with you because they and here's something about women too, that I've just from my own personal experience, some of the women that I have dated, when I am naturally up here and they are down here, I will be working on my purpose. I'll be focused on myself. I'll be doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And because they're down here all fearful and full of anxiety, not good anxiety either, anxiety that just, it's not attractive. They can't take 2 minutes away from me. It's such, the vibratory mismatch is so big because I'm hanging out up here all the time and they're down here all the time. They think that I'm acting like them, but I'm actually just busy. So a healthy woman, that let's say the woman's here and you're up here, right? You're bouncing between courage and all this, but say you're mostly up here and she's here and there's the contact between you two, but a few hours will go by, maybe even a day will go by, and you haven't said anything to her because you're actually naturally just busy. You're focused on your mission, your purpose. You're doing whatever you need to do. And she's going to go, hey, you know what? Maybe he's been busy. See, this work, guys, this relationship shit, this self-improvement stuff is heavily focused on being a better version of yourself. Okay. So let's continue.
Silence doesn't mean you go cold turkey. There's two different ways that I would like to explain this. Now, without getting too geeky, let's explain this in a way where you understand something. Now, one way that I always break it down with my clients on our private coaching calls is this way, is as humans, in some way or another, we do want something we can't have or something that we do have to work for. Here's why.
It's called challenge. We want challenge. If something's too easy, we don't appreciate it. Scarcity creates value.
As humans, every single day, we have rules everywhere around us, right? My laptop here, I can't use it for a week straight without charging it. That's somewhat of a rule. I can't drive without hitting a stoplight or, seeing a stoplight or a stop sign. That's a rule. We all have to pay taxes one or the other way, right? So there's always rules around us. So on a conscious level, when I talk about this, we have to actually implement certain ways of doing things because there's restrictions. You understand? So this is now coming into dating women. There's
power and force. She's just saying it in a different way. Okay.
Contact her because of the fact that you're doing work, because you're reading a book, because you're having me time, because you're out to dinner with your guy friends, because you're taking that dance and salsa lesson, because you're just really not wanting to talk to anybody right now.
Again, power and force. When you're working on your life, when you're improving yourself, self-improvement is the key. When you're over here, this is the restriction that she's talking about. Okay.
And you'll get back to her later on that night. It comes from a good place because you're intentionally and purposefully leading with abundance within yourself and not saying I have to actually work and get this woman to like me by playing XYZ and also by emulating that I have what it takes to get this woman and I got to prove myself. It's more of the desire of I do want this woman. I do find her attractive and being more present in that moment of what will happen will come about and pacing yourself without getting hyper excited, which I know it can be hard when you really find a woman intriguing, when you really hit it off with a woman. But what women really like is the structure in a man, how a man can lead, how a man can balance, how a man...
Relax. Being relaxed. and cool and calm and letting things flow naturally, having a great experience, having a great time. This is what women like about men.
Man can court her, how a man can be emotionally safe and in control of his own emotions, right? And so what's really important here is that when you think of silence, you don't think of it as, oh, I need to just be dead silent and not talk to her, not text her for 3 days. No, you do it on your time, which is healthy for the both of you, and you pace yourself without those expectations. So that is one way that I want you to go about this. The next way now that I mentioned is when you start doing this with a woman and get her to desire you, get her to miss you, is I want you to practice something. And I know that, you know, your needs can be to want to be with a woman. Your needs can be to be wanting to be in a relationship. But I want you to check your idea of why you want to be in a relationship. Because if you're fully happy with you, and your desire is to be in a relationship with this happiness state, then great. But if you're seeking happiness within another individual,
that is an issue, right? And that is what I see a lot of guys doing in my coaching program, because they will literally be like, oh, I broke up with my girl, and a month later they're in another relationship and they're forming a new attachment. And I said, what are you doing? Right? And they're also afraid to face this right here. They're afraid to face these emotions. Okay. It's a big issue.
Have some work to do. So I want to start with that as well before I say this, is your idea of silence to get a woman to miss you also can happen face to face. Okay. A lot of us think that, oh, it's text, oh, it's call, I got to ghost her, I got to do this. Now, an idea of silence can also be pacing yourself in your conversations you're having with her, right? Dating is an assessment process. You have to look at this, and she should look at this as well, both parties that are dating, as I need to find out who she is, where she is in life, and also what area of life is she in right now? Like, what contributions is she making to her life in this moment, which is really, really important. And finding out more and assessing where she is to see if this is even a good match for you.
That is fantastic advice. And the reason why it is because I see guys constantly go out with women who, just because they were shown some attention from that particular woman, they go out with them. Oh my God, I got some attention. This girl really likes me. I'm just going to date her. And she ends up being like a complete weirdo. And guys are like, oh my God, like, right? It's so funny. And they're like, what can I do? How can I make her like me more, etc. It's fucked.
Instead of jumping in and saying, I want to be with her, do you like me? Getting into this self-approving validation behavior where it's like, tunnel vision, I got to get her, which is not healthy, and I don't want you to do that. So those are the two things that I want you to walk away with in order to get her to miss you and actually have that quote unquote silence that we all talk about. And here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that will tell you, oh yeah, you have to be silent, guys. You just got to ghost her and then come back to her. And I'll be honest, like I was in this video, it'll work for some women, but it doesn't work for highly desirable women, and also a woman that knows what she wants, that is confident within her own life, which is really important. And if you have standards, you would want a woman that can embrace that because you embrace it yourself. So if you really want to balance out those emotions and understand what type of emotion that women really desire, what gets her hooked, what gets her to really miss you, how do you embody this without having to perceive yourself as, I have to do X, Y, Z. I want to naturally just be this person that exudes self-worth. How do I start? And how do I get this woman or women? And how do I get better with women? Then I want you to watch this free video that I have.
Excellent. So good advice. Again, I think each video is going to reinforce this right here for you guys. All right. Raising your vibration level. Because when you do that, you're going to start attracting people that are here. And again, you know, it takes work. It really does. And as Rich Cooper says, do the fucking work. So do the work. Understand where you are. Focus on what are you mostly feeling? And why do you think you're feeling that all the time? And you're going to find it. If you look for long enough, you will find it. Okay. So see you guys in the next one. If you want coaching, it's down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Done.